Deep within the heart of the Indian Ocean, a chain of pristine islands rise from the endless cerulean sea. The Maldives are known for its luxurious villas and high-end indulgence, making this tropical paradise seem out of reach. But for under $300, we found ourselves swept away for nearly a week, immersed in the island's raw, untouched beauty and exploring the vibrant world beneath the waves. And here's how it went.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to my 127th country, the Maldives. Just got in last night to the capital city of Male here, and the next 5 days we're gonna head out to one of the local islands that's not too far from Male here called Maafushi. And I'm mostly here just to relax, enjoy some of the beaches, go on a few excursions, maybe some snorkeling trips, and really just enjoy some of the natural beauty of the islands here. But I figured I would take you guys along and show you a couple of the excursions that we go on, some of the natural beauty on a few of the days here. But most of the days are just going to be for relaxing, chilling, and vacation. But I couldn't resist showing you some of the beauty of the Maldives here. And the Maldives are best known for their bright blue water, white sandy beaches, and then their high-end luxury resorts. You have a lot of these water villas that sprawl out into the ocean, and you have incredible diving. And it's also known to be quite an expensive tourism destination because some of those villas cost thousands of dollars per night here. And I'm gonna show you how to do the Maldives on a little bit of a cheaper budget here. It's still gonna be a little pricier than a lot of Southeast Asia where I just came from, but I'm hoping to show you guys that Maldives doesn't have to be this completely unaffordable, unattainable destination. You can still go on some cool snorkeling trips, enjoy some of the water, enjoy some of the aquamarine life, and enjoy some of the beauty here and not spend thousands of dollars. And there are 1,192 of these coral islands that make up the country of Maldives. And so again, there's lots of options of islands to go to. We're gonna head to Maafushi, which is one of the closest islands from Male. It should just be a couple-hour ferry ride. And so that helps cut down the cost because you can take a public ferry out there, whereas some of the outer islands, you have to get private jets and helicopters and boats to head out there. So we're gonna head to the jetty here soon. The sun is just rising over the bridge from the airport here, and at about 7:30 we're gonna catch the ferry at the jetty on the northern part of Male here and take our trip over to Maafushi and get our first glimpses of this bright blue water of the Indian Ocean. So let's grab our stuff and head to the ferry. Have just landed on Maafushi, and this is going to be our home island for the next 4 or 5 days. And we ended up taking the speedboat, which was about $25, so a little bit more than the local ferry, but we got here in just 30 minutes and we were just cruising through this beautiful bright blue water. We were going by some of the islands, and I'm pretty excited to be here on Maafushi because it's a local island, so we're gonna get a little bit more of the local culture here. It's not just a private island with beach resorts, but there's a bunch of little guest houses on this local island, but it's also mixed a little bit with the local culture. So we'll be able to see some of the local fishermen, a little bit of the local villages here. And it's a tiny little island. It's only about half a mile long by about a quarter mile wide, so it's not a very big place, and it's known to have these beautiful white sand beaches, and we have some coral reefs off the coast here. And we are staying on the northwest side of the island at the Valana Beach Hotel, and it's just $70 a night for the two of us. So my friend and I were just paying $35 per person per night. So again, this is a much more affordable way to do the Maldives than doing one of the water villas, which allows us to just spend a couple more days here relaxing and enjoying the island life. Anyways, I think this afternoon we are just gonna kind of walk around the island. I'll show you guys a little bit of the local life here in the islands. And again, it's just this very low-key island. You have just these sandy roads that take you everywhere. It's a very small place, so easy to walk around the island here. And we're just gonna scout out some of the different touring options we can do, snorkeling. There might be some fishing trips we can do. And we kind of came here having no plan. So today, this afternoon, we're just gonna take our time figuring out what we wanna do the next couple days. And again, this is mostly a chill trip for me after traveling Southeast Asia the last 3 months, going to over 12, 13 countries. It's been a whirlwind, so the Maldives is meant to be a little bit of my rest country, but I definitely want to show you guys some of the things we can do here. So anyways, I'll see you guys either tomorrow or in a couple days when we figure out some of the excursions we want to do. Good morning, guys. It is my third day here on Maafushi in the Maldives, and it has been so nice just chilling on this tiny little island. You can literally just walk everywhere. There's a couple cool cafes. There's some beaches where you can watch the sunset, and honestly, one of my favorite things has just been flying the drone, and right from this little island, you can just fly over some of these reefs and coral that are just right off the coast of these beautiful white sand beaches. And I got some shots of some fish and people swimming and snorkeling and paddleboarding. And it's just been really nice and relaxing to just be on this tiny little island. But today I'm finally gonna go off on some excursions from Maafushi here. And the first excursion that I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna head out on a little snorkeling trip. We're gonna go out on the boat and we're gonna head out to an area where there's some nurse sharks, and we're gonna snorkel with some nurse sharks. Then we're gonna go off to a couple of these little remote islands and atolls just off the coast of Maafushi here. And then if we're lucky, we're gonna do some dolphin spotting. So there's a bunch of different tour agencies here on the island, but I found a place that does this tour for about 30 bucks. So we're gonna head to the tour center here, and then we'll jump on the boat and start our trip out to snorkel with some sharks here in the Maldives. So yeah, let's check it out. So we have just had about an hour boat ride over this beautiful blue water here, and we've just made it to Shark Point here, and suddenly we are just swarmed by these nurse sharks. You can see a couple of these bright yellow fish as well. I saw a couple manta rays. And so we have about an hour here where we can swim with them and snorkel with them. I'm gonna fly up the drone to get some aerial shots of the sharks swarming the boat here. So yeah, very cool. Let's jump in and swim with these guys. swimming with the nurse sharks here, and that was just one of the coolest things I have ever done. I've gone snorkeling and diving before, I've seen sea turtles, manta rays, but to just be swarmed by sharks there, and it was kind of scary because some of them would float like right by you, they'd swim right towards you and then just dart away at the last second, and then their tails would just be flopping right next to you, and some of them would even like brush against your leg and against your arms as they were flying by. And then I flew up the drone, got amazing shots. It was amazing, this little reef that we were on from the boat, and when you're swimming you don't notice it, but once you get an aerial perspective of where we were, it was just so beautiful, so remote, so blue. So anyways, we are back on the boat here. We are cruising to another spot. I think we're going to a little sandbar, and we might have lunch and hang out there for a little bit. We have just come most of the way back to Maafushi here, and there's another little local island called Guli. So we have about an hour to walk around this little island. It looks a lot less touristy than Maafushi. It's a lot smaller, a lot more laid back. So we're just gonna kind of walk around here. Looks like there might be some colorful homes, and might fly up the drone to see what kind of reefs are around here. And yeah, just enjoy another little local island here, not too far from Maafushi. That was just a brief stopover in the little island near Maafushi called Guli, and really small island, a little bit more of a local feel to it. There's a small tourist beach that has just this beautiful white sand, and then I flew up the drone, and it's amazing that just not far off of this island you have these amazing blue waters, coral reefs, and it's just something you can't appreciate from the beach. You can only appreciate some of the colors and the textures and the shapes from the sky. So flying the drone here has been one of my favorite activities in the Maldives so far, just getting such beautiful aerial views of these reefs and these corals, and even some of the fish from the sky has just been amazing. So anyways, we're gonna jump back on the boat here. I know our tour includes a little dolphin watching. I know it's 50-50 whether we'll see any, but I think we're gonna look for some dolphins on our way back to Maafushi. So let's jump back on the boat and look for dolphins. So we are just about back to Maafushi Island. We can see it just off there, and we're stopping one more place for a little snorkeling. There's a little coral reef right here, right beneath the boat. So we've just dropped anchor here, and then there's another resort just off here where you can see a little bit of the overwater villas. So we have about 30-45 minutes to snorkel around here, but first I'm gonna throw up the drone to see this from the sky. Might be able to see a little bit of the resort from here, some of the water villas, show you what it's like if we were staying in a luxury place, and then we'll jump back in the water and do some snorkeling, check out some of the coral here. So that was our second little snorkeling spot here, right in this tiny little coral reef that, as you saw from the drone, it's just this little standalone reef right in the middle of the Maldives here. Again, for me, seeing the reef from the sky using the drone was definitely the best part. And once you're down there, there's a couple fishes, but I mean, after seeing the sharks this morning and snorkeling with those, that was way cooler than just seeing a couple of the fish here and some of the corals. But still, always cool to see the underwater life, so colorful, so vibrant. So, and then just as we were leaving, we saw a couple dolphins. I don't know if I'll be able to catch them on camera here, but we saw a couple of dolphins jumping in and out. We're gonna look for them a little bit, but if we don't see them, we're just gonna head back to Maafushi, and that'll be about it for the day tour out snorkeling here. But we're gonna keep an eye out for some more dolphins as we're heading back to Maafushi. So that was it for the Shark Point tour and the snorkeling and going to Guli Island. And very cool. It's just always fun to have a day just out on the water, and just the water is so beautiful here. And we had weird weather because it would rain and then it would be really sunny, but it was kind of nice because it kept it a little bit cooler most of the day. And again, one of my favorite parts is just flying the drone up above these coral reefs, above these sandbar islands, and just getting these aerial views. It's just really fun. And then snorkeling with the sharks, I've just never done anything like that before. And again, it was a little bit scary, but pretty cool to just be down there, and there were just so many of them swirling around the boat. So very cool. So this afternoon, I'm just gonna hang out. It's about 3:30. Probably just catch the sunset here, and then tomorrow there's one other activity I want to do. There's a sunset fishing tour that you can go on, and we'll go out on one of these boats again. We'll catch some fish and then cook it for dinner. So yeah, but that'll be tomorrow later afternoon. So tonight and then tomorrow I'm gonna chill most of the day, and then we'll see you tomorrow night to go fishing. Good afternoon, guys. It is my last evening here in the Maldives, and had just another relaxing day swimming out in this beautiful blue water. It's just been very relaxing to be on this island because honestly there's just not a lot to do, and it's a very small place, easy to get around everywhere, so perfect place to relax. But it is about 5:15, and at 5:30 we're gonna jump on a fishing boat and we're gonna go back out into the water, go on a sunset fishing expedition, catch some fish, and then come back to the mainland here, and then we're gonna grill up the fish for dinner. So yeah, we're gonna head back to the harbor, jump on the boat, and start the fishing trip. So let's go. So we have just come a little ways off of the Maafushi coast here, and we can see the island still over here, and we have this beautiful golden sunset. We're on top of the boat right here. We have some nice clouds. We're gonna get a lot of texture to it. So, and from here, we're gonna throw in some lines with some bait and hopefully catch our dinner, catch some fresh Maldivian fish out here. So yeah, wish us luck. So it's 6:30 and no one has caught anything on our boat yet, but we just have this beautiful sunset out here with these amazing clouds, amazing colors, and just a beautiful last night in Maldives. And hopefully we're gonna keep fishing here for a little bit and hopefully we'll catch dinner or else we're gonna starve. But yeah, just a beautiful last night out on this beautiful Indian Ocean. Wow, well done.
It's got a snout, man.
That is long.
Those are some razor sharp teeth.
Alright guys, we have some excitement on the boat here. Someone caught their first fish. I haven't caught anything yet, but it's a long barracuda, probably about 2.5 feet, so at least someone's eating something. Here for about an hour and a half for 2 hours fishing, and we only caught 2 fish. I didn't catch any. The same person caught the same 2 fish. But it's time for us to head back, and hopefully they have some other stuff for us to eat because 2 fish won't be enough to feed all of us. So we're gonna head back to Maafushi and get some dinner. Good morning, guys. It is my final morning here in the Maldives, and last night was fun doing the little fishing trip. Again, unfortunately we didn't catch anything, so it was a little frustrating, just like trying and trying and trying. But again, 2 people on our trip caught some fish, so we had a little bit of fresh fish, and it was just so nice, so flaky, so moist, and just a really fun last dinner here in the Maldives. Anyways, that was the Maldives, and again, a very relaxing place to just hang out. It was really fun to do that tour, snorkeling with sharks, doing a little bit of the coral reef. And yeah, again, there could be a lot more other tours you could do from Maafushi here. The one big one is doing some free diving with the whale sharks, but that costs about $100, and there's a couple other like diving tours you could do. There's a lot of water sport activities you could do. You could go parasailing, you could do a day tour to one of the resorts to experience what life is like on the resort there. So a few other things you could do, but again, one of the best parts about being here after 3 months of traveling Asia was just relaxing, catching up, hanging out on the beach, and again, there's not a lot to do, so there's not a lot of pressure to rush around and see and do things. You're just on this tiny little white sand island surrounded by these beautiful reefs, and yeah, just flying the drone, getting these aerial perspectives was really, really awesome. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed Maldives. And again, one other thing I wanted to show you was how affordable the Maldives can be. And I think the whole 4 or 5 days here cost me about $300. So a lot more affordable than I originally imagined the Maldives was going to be. I thought it was going to be a really high-end luxury resort island, but coming out to the local island of Maafushi, we were able to get some decently affordable hotels, a lot of meals. You could eat at these really nice restaurants for 15-20 bucks, but there are also some really local restaurants where I got some dinner for like $3 or $4 some nights. So definitely a way you can do the Maldives pretty affordably. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed seeing the Maldives with me, enjoyed seeing some of the beautiful blue water, white sand beaches, and some of the unique marine life here. And yeah, I'm gonna be catching the ferry soon back to the airport, and I'll see you guys in Kenya.